Welcome to Wellness Tea Time with Dr. Rita. My name is Dr. Rita Sonko, a public health physician. I am the host of this show, and I aim to help you engage with different guests to understand more about mental health. Remember, Toli Weka, you're not alone. It's very important for us to break the stigma and break the silence about mental health. Welcome to Wellness Tea Time with Dr. Rita. I'm excited to be back here and talk about mental health from different perspectives. On this podcast, we host different guests, and today I'm very excited to have Paul. Paul, you're welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Rita.
Yes. My guests would obviously generally introduce themselves in a little bit more detail, so I want to give you that opportunity to tell our guests, our viewers, who Paul is, what do you do, where you're from.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rita. My name is Paul Waluya. I'm a clinical psychologist. I'm working with Drugs Hapana and also the ministry. We are dealing a lot with mental health issues, especially with people who are struggling with substance use and alcohol. It has been a very big problem, Dr. Rita.
Yeah.
And I think the statistics are showing, both in Uganda and also on the globe, and Uganda is taking a position in Africa about the drug and alcohol use. So that's what we are dealing with, and we are working, as Drugs Hapana, we are working in schools, we are working with parents, we are working with youths in communities, and also organizations to help them know the challenges that are in drugs, and also mental health as a general.
Yeah.
So that is who I am.
I love the name Drugs Hapana.
Yeah.
And for those that know a little bit of Swahili, I'm sure it comes, across exactly. Drugs say no to drugs.
Exactly.
And I think, I think people don't realize the magnitude of the challenges that we have with substance abuse and alcohol abuse. Can you speak a little bit about that from your experience? What are you finding? What are the issues?
Okay, today, Dr. Rita, we have this problem as a major problem in the country. It comes back from, it comes way back to what people are struggling with.
Yeah.
On the globe, we know that mental health is a big crisis, and when people are suffering, because of many things, because of the family challenges they are going through, because of the work issues, because of poverty. Some people are really not doing well. Not some people, a big percentage.
A lot of people,
are doing well, not well, and many other things that are causing traumas to them.
Yeah.
So in that way, they have a lot of emotional pains that they are carrying, and now this emotional pain, anybody automatically would want to relieve any pain they have. So there are many ways people can do to relieve the pain. Some will choose the positive coping mechanisms. Others will go on to the negative coping mechanisms. Now I'm looking at these ones who are going to the negative coping mechanisms. Many of these people who are going to negative coping mechanisms, you find them going into seeking of consolation or seeking of numbing of the pain from drugs. Someone would be like, last night I didn't have sleep. I went and rolled in my bed 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, and I wasn't getting sleep. So today I think, what can I do? Someone else tells him, take some alcohol, you're going to get it.
Yeah, you'll sleep better.
You'll sleep better. So they take the alcohol and it works for them maybe that day. They take it the second day, the third day. The brain is registering and the brain cells are registering. Now, after some time, the brain is like, I can't do without this alcohol.
Without the alcohol. That's the only way I get to sleep.
Exactly. So you find that it's now becoming a problem to them. It has become an addictive problem to them. So they cannot sleep without alcohol. Before they used to sleep without alcohol, but now because the problem came and was easily numbed by this thing, yet it's also causing another issue. So many of them are getting into that. And I just use that issue of sleep, but there are many other things.
There are many other triggers.
I can't go and face my boss, or tomorrow is work. So others will, there are many things that are
many things, and like the creatives to get rid of nerves on the stage.
Exactly.
I'm gonna take something so that I can be more bold and all of that kind of thing.
So you find that they want to go face the crowds of 1,000 people in the stadium or in the audience, So they feel like I want to take a stick of tobacco, weed, and all these things so that I get the courage. It works for them maybe, but it's called false confidence.
Yeah,
the
and
talent
of course,
is you, not the alcohol.
Not the alcohol.
Yeah.
And then over time, of course, it becomes a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, so when we look at this thing, one would say poverty was there
Yeah.
10, 20 years ago. All of these things were also there at the same time. The study, academic pressure was there. Poverty, unemployment, all of these things were there. But yet, today we see a much bigger problem. And we know, okay, yeah, obviously global trends become a challenge, especially with social media and all of that. How do you start to address that now within the school setting? What does your program look like?
Okay. Our program looks like we get to the students, we give them, we first of all seek for what they know about it.
Yeah.
You brought it well that before, challenges were there. Actually, more pressures were there. Because if you look at the technology that was there by the 80s, it's not the same technology. I was being challenged by someone who was saying, you're doing research? For us, we used to go to the library and open pages by pages. Today, you do things on computer. That means there was more pressure then than today. But today, the more technology comes, it comes with its old dust. You know, when the river is going, it doesn't go with pure water. It carries a lot of things. So as technology comes, it's making it easy for you to make research. It's making it easy for you to access information, of which that information also has bits of this information about alcohol, convincing about this and all these things. Now, internet or technology, I'm just going to give an example reflection.
Yeah.
Some of the students will say, but Paul, you're talking about weed being bad. But this is what I read on the internet.
Yeah.
And you find that this little boy, innocent as he is, has been confused by the technology. And
By the information that is there,
he has gotten, you know. Many other things, okay, that is drugs only, but there are many other things that children are getting, are kind of coming to counteract your information, because for them they know this is what I read from the internet and you cannot convince me otherwise. And whenever they get to read, you know, a child's mind is a trying out mind.
Yeah.
Whenever they get to know that the internet has said maybe tobacco is nice, it's good to take 1 stick of tobacco in a month, they'll want to try it. Now, whenever they try it, this addictive content in these substances is going to hook onto their brain cells.
Yeah.
Now, the brain cells are going to continuously demand. So they're always going to have an excuse. No, it's good. The internet told us it's good to take once in a month. From the once in a month, they're going to take it twice a month. And the tolerance will go on increasing. And then you find that a person who used to take once in a month, today is taking once every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You get it? And the reason is taken up already. So the information that is being spread on the internet, on different platforms, is also another contributing factor to the widespread of this. Two, we've also seen a number of influencers.
Yeah.
A number of influencers coming in to tell out. They even don't speak, but their lifestyle that these youngsters are looking at and emulating is also embedded. I mean, substances are embedded into that lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
they see it as the thing to do because so
Exactly.
and so is doing shisha or whatever, or vaping. Yeah.
And then these little stars, I'm calling the students. Let me call them the little stars. I always like calling them that way. The little stars. Today's issues are also getting high.
Yeah.
Before, we talked of the 80s. In the 80s, I wasn't there anyway. But I know, according to the books I read, is there was a lot of more time from parents to them.
Yes, absolutely.
And they would ask anything. You find that a father or a mother knows their children in and out. Today, the family time is as minimal as a paper size.
Yeah.
You know?
It's such a pity. And you talk of the 80s, you certainly were not there, but I was there. And I can tell you that we came from school and mom and dad were home by around 5-6 p.m. So we had more time with them.
Exactly.
We played games, we played Scrabble, we played Monopoly, that is family time. We had dinner together, sitting together.
Exactly.
And today, parents don't even sit together with their children for dinner. Which is such a pity.
It's a very big pity because, as you said, that time you're together with your parents, you could throw in a question that has been bothering you throughout the day. You know, you could throw it in a question that today I see many children who come now. Today, teachers have taken up the roles of the parents because they spend more time. Now, in our clinics, you find that you're answering questions that are supposed to be answered by the parent of this child, but the child is totally ignorant. You know, so these children are battling, and for those ones who come to ask you these questions are the few lucky ones. How many are there and they don't have that chance?
They don't have a chance to ask anyone.
Exactly. So let's take it as an experiment. All these questions these children would want to ask you are burdens that are bothering them. So how many questions do they have for you in a day? They could have 10 questions. How many do they have in a week? I don't know. Multiply. How many do they have in a month and in a year? Now, all those questions, that thousands of questions, are burdens that are in these people's emotions.
Yeah.
So just look at how this child is struggling.
He's struggling with
He's already burdened. Is a child that is having issues, unanswered questions, and is looking as old as a person of 60 years. So what do? They look for a quick solution today to numb the pain they're struggling with. And what is that? They'll go and ask a friend, how do you handle? For us, we do this. For us, we do this. And they'll get into the alcohol, they'll get into the weed, they'll get into the shisha in order to numb the pain they are going through. So that is the reason I am looking at the traumas, the abuses, the lack of time these children are struggling with today could be a very big contributing factor to the addictions, to the drugs they are using today.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we know that even the academic pressure is so much more. I mean, when we went to school, yeah, there was pressure. If you were in senior 4, senior 6, you had a bit more pressure. But today it's like continuous, and the pressure is unrelenting.
Exactly.
And you find that children are forced to study way into the late hours of the night, and then wake up very early, and that just distorts. They have no sleep.
Exactly.
They don't have normal sleep patterns because of stress of study. But at the same time, to keep awake, then they want to take the Monsters and the Red Bulls and all of these other things just to keep awake. And then they go from that to the next thing, which they're hearing about. So when you then look at this thing, it seems to me that, of course, we know a fundamental problem is parenting. So when we talk about Drugs Hapana, parents really need to understand their role. Can you talk a little bit about your involvement with parents and how you're dealing with the issues that they need to face and understand so that they can start mitigating the risk of substance abuse among their children?
Yeah, Rita, it is Drugs Hapana has put a program called Muzadde Munange. For the people who don't understand Luganda, Muzadde Munange, it is like my fellow parent. I think my fellow parent. Now, we came up with that name because we want to share with our fellow parents what exactly our children are going through. Now, I want to share with you this. In our clinics, there are children who they will bring to you, and the mother is all bitter. How can my child, how can you start using weed in my house and all those things? And you're looking at them, okay, they will come with all the dust up and everything. They're all in that conflict and all that things. So many times I ask, can I have a word with this child? Now, surprising shocks or facts to the parent, many of them get surprised. They think, no, I saw him last week and he started using this weed last week. You ask the child, and the child will be like, I've been using weed for 2 years.
Sure.
In my mother's house or in my father's house. Now, that is the reason why Muzadde Munange comes in.
Because parents are so disconnected. They have no idea what's going on.
They don't know. He has a child and is living with the same child, with a child in the same roof, but he doesn't know this child is even abusing drugs for 2 good years. You know, what does that tell you? That this mother or this father doesn't know his child. Because if you're using weed will smell. You know, but they will not, they don't know. They
don't even know what it smells like, so they're like, okay.
You know, they're like, I think the neighbor is doing something, you know. Neighbors have been accused for everything, you know. I think the neighbor. Then too, this mother has no, or father has no time for this child.
They're not there. They're not available.
And I don't want to blame them. Today, Rita, we know that there are many okay, the economy is doing badly. I'm sorry to say this. The economy may not be doing well. So this mother who used to work maybe 6 hours, maybe today he has to work 12 hours in order to meet and look after these children. So as we want him to come and look and monitor all these children, at work call is coming in. Where is so and so? Where is so and so? So you find that this person is being torn between good and bad. So he's being not home may not be for a negative cause. Maybe he's trying to put bread on table for them.
Put bread on the
but
table.
Then
so forth,
Mzade Munage comes in to tell you, to share with you, what can you do amid this scarcity of time. How will you be able to monitor your child? How will you be able to learn your child? How will you be able to observe the changes in the behavior of your child? How will you be able, what are those signs that you're going to look at? Are you able to know that if I want to look at my child, if I look at the trouser my son has been putting on, can I easily tell that this child has been carrying in things that are not good? You know, some parents, you tell them the things and they're like, how do you even do this? These are simple things, these are simple skills that you can have as a parent, that you can use to identify what is happening with my child. They'll always hide away from you.
What is really going on? How can I ask the right questions? And I always say to people that, you know, at the end of the day, I think I learned this from someone else, that the mantra that the currency for a child's, you know, love is spelled time, T-I-M-E. So if you don't put in any time into your child, you can pay the school fees in the fanciest school. You can buy the cell phone and whatever, the gadgets that they want. You can buy the clothes. You can do all of those things. But if you don't spend any time with your child, the love, you know, the value of the love that you're trying to show is diminished.
Now, Dr. Rita, I'm going to share this with you. In one of the schools I'm not going to mention here, there was a child, a girl child. This child was in senior 2, but she had a sister in senior 3. This child is a daughter to a doctor and a lawyer. Names covered. This child, one of my colleagues find this child crying in the compound of the school. So he's carrying a bun. She's carrying a bun. So she says, maybe if I give her this bun, it may create that trap. I know she keeps quiet. Then she gives her the bun, and she cries more. Says, but what's the problem? She says, I wish this bun was given to me by my mother or my father. This child is. They were doing well because she had all the grub in the suitcase in the dormitory.
So grub is not the issue.
It's not the issue, and this bun is not the issue. But the issue is, I wanted this bun to be given to me by my mother or father. What does that tell me? Or tell you as a parent? Just like a mother who is breastfeeding a child. You know, you learn a lot about your child in that time of that connecting time with your child. So this child, this girl was seeking for that time, which today it is very scarce.
It's extremely
when
scarce.
I pay your DSTV, when I pay what else? When they pay all the
school fees
and all the things, that is all.
I buy you data for you.
I buy you data, exactly. You know, one child was telling me, for me, so long as daddy has given me data, I don't even need to be around him.
Wow.
You get it? So, but there's a lot we are missing in this time that is precious, little, but very precious.
Exactly.
Can we try to use this? Me, that experiment of this child, of this colleague of mine giving this child, and the child says, I wish this brand was given to me by my father or mother, was a very big lesson to everybody. So can we try, however little it is? I know the parent who says, I come back late, but I will never sleep without going to the bedroom of my children. Even if they're sleeping, I'll at least look at their legs. Have they bathed? I'll look at their fingers. I'll look at their fingernails. Are they cut? You know, that I don't know. There are many things that we can do. Maybe
There's so much that we can do.
There's so much we can do.
Absolutely.
So can we provide this time for our children so that they're able to share with us their pains? So that they're not keeping this content of pains and then they'll want to nurse it either asking wrong people,
Yeah.
or try to find discoveries or solutions by themselves, and then you find that they're getting into issues of addictions. And actually, not only addictions, we look at drugs, but addictions are many.
Yeah, so
There are
many
those ones who are
different
getting into sexual addiction, and today sex addictions are very many among the teenagers. Very many, by the way. You find that crisis of hormonal changes, adolescence is coming in as its own crisis. Then you find many of them are getting into masturbation, which is also another form of addiction. They're getting into sex, they're getting into what? And it's a form of addictions.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we're concentrating onto chemical addictions, but there are also these others
There are many
that
other
are,
things,
that are coming in. So as Drugs Hapana, we are doing that, and we are helping the parents, also students and children, to know what are the challenges in this. We do this by organizing a lot of conferences in school and out of school. We do Mzadi Munange, that is another conference for the parents. We also go to teachers to help them know what are the ways or channels that students are bringing in chemicals into school.
Into the school, the way they are hiding them,
The way they are
in
hiding,
grab and all of
in
that.
grab. Other grab is already a substance by itself. It's already a drug. Some students are doing a lot of grab with substances. One in the school in Mukono brought daddies that were containing weed, and they were spreading it out to their friends. So it's that bad. So we also have programs with the teachers to help them know what exactly, how are students doing this? How can we tell the signs of a student who is maybe not so well, both mentally and specifically who is doing substances? What kind of signs can we look at? Or what should we pay attention to? All of that's information that we give to parents, to teachers.
To the teachers.
Then also in schools, we also get what we call the peer connectors. Peer stars, we have different names that we give to them. Those peer stars are the ones we really give information. Then they will be among a student to identify who is struggling. Who can we talk to? Now, if he's introduced to school, some students will be okay to say, but you know what, I'm suffering with this and this. And there will be a connector between the student to a teacher to a professional, and the chain goes on.
And the chain goes on
that's
to
how
support.
we handle
Wow.
it.
There's absolutely a lot of things that you've touched on as well now, but which clearly are a big problem. And what comes to my mind now is the issue of collaboration. That not one single organization can do everything. Because when you look at the magnitude of the problem, you start on one angle, you end up, it escalates to other things, and you realize that we need each other to collaborate and figure out how do we partner to make sure that we are addressing this thing more holistically. I did, I think, a session with young people in S4VAC a few months ago, earlier this year. And they were saying to me the same point you are making about that quality time. These young people were saying to me, when we finished S4, we were expecting that we will be now in the VAC, more time with the parents. And it was already 3 months into the VAC. In fact, it was almost ending. They had only 1 more month because then they were waiting for the results. And they said, up till now, we haven't gotten that time, quality time with the mom and dad, which you thought was going to happen because now you're at home. And it's the way we are parenting these days.
Exactly.
Parents coming back very late. I know there's economic pressures. I know there's a lot of problems. But how do we find that balance? And I think it's through conversations like this, if parents could listen, programs like Omzade Munangi, people to understand that, you know what, you have to balance this thing out. At the end of the day, if you don't invest the time in your children, before you know it, number one, they are going to leave home in just a few years. Number two, they're your biggest priority, Everything else you're working for is for them. So if you don't invest the time, and then you lose them to drug addictions and all sorts of other addictions, it's such a pity.
And Dr. Rita, it's something that if it's not handled today, it's going to be a recurring problem. Because this daughter and son of yours who is going through this, the way you're parenting him is the same way he's going to parent his children. And then you find that tomorrow, if you're a grandfather, you're going to struggle with grandchildren who you're not understanding.
Yeah, yeah.
But the problem was caused by at the
you.
area. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So we shall always be, there's a word that says children of these days. But by the time you had a chance to change the children of these days, who are now the adults who have produced children of these days, we didn't use it very well. As you brought it clearly, there's crisis of time and the economy is not doing well. But even the only 2 minutes you have with your child, how do you use them?
How do you use those
Exactly.
2 minutes? Yeah.
The only 2 minutes you have with your child, are you able to create that time that your child, you give their full attention to this child that is able to say, Dad has listened to me and he has answered my question. Mommy has listened to me and I've learned something from mommy. Or it is a matter of 2 minutes with them and you're all shouting, you're all, you're calling them different sorts of names. There are some families you go to and you wonder, when does love happen here? Different types of names that you don't really wish anybody to be called, So that is the time that you're giving to these children. Tomorrow, if the grandchildren are also coming, like you used to call them, you dog, today they're puppies now. You're having puppies. So it will be a problem to you. So can we use this time in a very productive way? The children should get that time. The crisis is there of time. Money is there. We're looking for money left, right, and center. But can we use that little time we have productively with our children?
Yeah. So I think it also is about listening.
Exactly.
I think in our African culture, we tend to talk down to the children, but we don't often listen to them.
Exactly.
And because we don't listen to them, we don't hear and understand what they're really going through. Exactly. And so we speak and speak and speak, Maybe a child has failed at school or the marks don't meet your expectations. And all you're coming down is, what were you doing? This is unacceptable. But you're screaming down at them and not taking a step to listen, to understand what's really going on. How can I help you? So I think it comes down to the day-to-day practices, exactly. What you do every day.
Exactly.
How do you listen to your child? How do you probe? I know my son used to always say, I ask, are you fine? How was school today? Fine. Everything is fine. But when I started asking him, can you rate your day on a scale of 1 to 10? What number are we looking at? Then I'll get a bit more information. He might say it's a 5, it's a 6, it's a 7. Then I can naturally ask, what else could have happened to make it better? So you get more opportunity to ask more questions.
Dr. Rita, I want to put something I really experimented, and I got an experiment of a parent that kind of got me also shocked, and not shocked, but I felt it was a very good lesson to this child, this mother. She's a single mother, and she had 3 boys. And she says, your father, of course they have all those things. They talk about the parents and all those things, but it's not the deal of these children. Now, one day, it was a very good day. And they woke up very in a happy mood. So I think they did something and they were betting. So they said, for us, if we win this thing, Mommy, you're going to listen the whole day. You're going to not to speak, but to listen. That was their thing. So she thought they were joking. She thought they were joking. For them, he told them when they win, I don't know, when she wins what, I don't know what it came from her side. Now, these children, it happened that it was a technical thing and they knew it better than her, so they won. So it was on her point to listen. No instructions that day, but just to listen.
You listen. Wow.
She told me that is, well, at the end of the day, she was crying because she discovered how much she was punishing his children.
Her children.
Her children. And all reflections were about the father. Says, but many times it's not us, it's not dad. We're not dad. We always refer like your father, like this, like. And there are many things that she discovered that from that listening. It was a bet, but it ended up teaching her a big lesson. So as they were doing this, they were telling her a lot of things. He says, at one time I wanted to say I'm sorry, but he said, we just have to listen. We just have to listen. At the end of the day, this lady was overwhelmed with the things these children were telling her. And all the things were going on unconsciously.
Wow.
She never intended to say the things to these children, but they were going on unconsciously. So at that time, it gave her, it was kind of a click, a call, a reminder that you have to organize yourself. You had issues with your partner. Those were your issues.
Don't take it out on the children.
We are only children. And these children are telling her indirectly, but she only discovered this. So as parents, can we give chance to listen to our children? Sometimes we are seniors, fine. We have experience because we passed through these ages, but our era is not their era.
Exactly.
By the time you are in that age, maybe you didn't have even a TV at home. Today they have all day. And the solution you had at that time is not the same solution they're having today.
Yeah.
In your era, maybe you got a phone when you're working.
Yeah.
They have phones when they're children,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, when they're 10 years
a
old.
lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot on internet that they're learning that is scaring them. Someone was telling me, but today those problems these children are suffering with, they're not the things we used to suffer with.
Yeah, they are different, but they are not any less.
Exactly.
They are not
Things
any
have
less. Yeah.
changed. So we need to listen. We need to listen. We are parents too, but we need to listen.
Wow. So as we conclude, I know that we could go on for days, but as we conclude, you've been at the SAWA conference and you met a lot of other young people who are busy innovating and doing things from 6 different countries. And I know that it was an exciting conference because I was also there and got involved. What reflections did you pick up from there that maybe you are now seeing are going to influence your work going forward?
One of them is what we are doing right now.
Yeah.
In the SAWA conference, we talked about an alliance. You remember this? I think Dr. Boiti, or I don't remember exactly who mentioned it, but we talked about an alliance. And you brought it out clearly that when we are together, we can have a big sound. But when you're alone, you have a very small sound. Now, the challenges we are facing today, if I only came and say I'm going to stand on the street and talk about them, a few people will listen. But if it's an alliance, collaboration, networking, and also knowing which potentials, what can you bring on table to fight this, that would be wonderful.
So broadening our partnerships to work together
towards the catastrophe that is that we are having in front of us. Then two, I discovered that just to enhance my knowledge, that what children are struggling with, they have their own solutions. As parents, we can do a lot. As parents, you can do a lot, but they have a lot of solutions that they can. So giving them a platform, giving them a platform to support each other as peer to peer, of course with guidance, because in that peer there is also negative energy, but with guidance, giving them that opportunity to support each other, that would be a very good push. Absolutely. Remember, you as a parent or anybody older than them will be looked at as a superior person, will always be feared, and they will do things not because they have learned, but because they fear you. But in your absence, what is happening? But this colleague who 8 years, 15 years, 15 years, 20 years, 20 years, they will know that my friend has told me this. I can easily say. So that kind of platform to help the peer-to-peer sale of information will be very good. But I say that, and I also conclude that it should be monitored. Because there is also another negative influence that can also widely spread through the peer-to-peer sale of information.
If we're not careful.
If you're not careful.
Information these days is so easily spread out. No, that's a fantastic point. So in conclusion, my guest, of course, from Drugs Hapana, Paul, thank you so much. I want you to give a message to our viewers. Last point. What is the biggest thing they need to do to deal with this thing of substance abuse? Among, it's at a family level, it's at a community level, it's at a workplace level. What can the individual do to address this issue?
Thank you so much, Dr. Rita. As I said earlier, substance abuse is a problem. But behind this problem, there is a causative factor. Can we try to go behind substance abuse and see what is that pain? As parents, we've identified our children are maybe using the substances or drugs or alcohol. What could have led them to that? As a parent, could you try to investigate and see what is your role in that? What have you done to contribute to this thing,
or failed to do,
or what you failed to do? At the school, what is your contributing factor, or what have you failed to do for these children to be this way? As an employee, what have you done? Let's not get all guns triggers to this person, but can we also help them, support them to nurse their pains they are going through under, before even we look at the addiction behaviors? So that is one thing I would say. And then also specifically to the parents, how much quality time are you giving to your children?
Very important. How much quality time?
How much quality time are you giving to your children? That is a question that I would want everybody to stay home and reflect about it. How much quality time am I giving to my children? Exactly.
If in the 24 hours you can't even count 1 hour,
exactly,
then you have to revisit how you're investing.
So just a little one. So when I asked that question to some people, they told me, oh, I have quality time with my children. Yeah, we drive together as I'm going to work and I'm going to take them, I'm dropping them off to school. That is not quality time.
The question is also, even when they are driving, are you actually having conversations or is everybody on their gadget?
Exactly.
So so quality time means real engagement. Yeah, not just being in the same space and vicinity.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate and looking forward to more collaboration between Toliweka and Drugs Hapana. And of course, all the different friends that we've met recently at the SAWA conference and beyond that.
Exactly.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
also hosting me. It has been a nice time. It was very nice meeting you in Nairobi. I liked your presentation and I liked the discussions that we made. And here hosting me, it's also another pleasure that I have, collaborating and putting these voices together, Drugs Hapana and Toliweka. We shall fight this.
Absolutely.
I highly appreciate this.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you.